Hi, this is Mark Wade from CenterCityCondos.com, and in this short podcast, I'd like to tell you everything I know about 1101 Locust, also known as the Western Union Building. Okay, so here we go. The parcel itself was the old Western Union Building. That was basically a three-story stone structure that was added onto. It was built on top of and on the side. It was an interesting project, an interesting piece in a very residential location. First occupied by condominium owners in 2008. There are 101 condos in the building. Some units have parking, some units don't. The parking is interesting because they had to dig out underneath the original building and then add parking. Everything is valet down there because a lot of the parking spaces have lifts. So you may pull in and your car will be above another car, and so the valet's got to pull that thing out. In Center City, what I generally tell people is, if you have parking, even if it's on a pile of quicksand, you zip your lip and you take it because it's called parking. Very important. The units range in size from about 600 square feet up to over 3,000 square feet. And what's the most interesting, I think, about the building is it's very difficult to comp sales in the building, because if you're just looking at a two-bedroom, two-bath, well, the floor plans at Western Union are so random and so numerous that it's hard to compare a two-bedroom, two-bath to another two-bedroom, two-bath, because the view may be different, floor height. Some of the units have outside spaces and some of them don't. Some of them face south and some of them don't. So there are so many factors that go into the value of a unit at Western Union that it's a little bit more difficult to comp than a lot of other buildings around town. I like it for the fact that it's located in such a residential neighborhood. It's rare for, the explosion of new buildings we had in 2005 and 2008 and 2010 and in that era. It was very difficult to find a development project that was that's in such a strong location, in my opinion. I mean, there are a number of them out there, but this one, in my 2 cents, is a very residential neighborhood east of Broad Street, right in between. It's in Washington Square West. Very central location, and very few people would turn their nose up at living at 11th and Locust. What else can I tell you? Condo fees, fairly reasonable, just what you're going to find in any other high-rise with a 24-hour doorman. As far as a dollar per square foot basis is concerned, the amenities are limited. They have a gym that I don't ever see anybody inside. I think I've never seen anyone in there in all the times I've been there. It's not a large gym, but it is a gym. The building is a pet-friendly, cats and dogs, but there are limitations as far as, I believe it's the number of course, pets you can have, but I think there's a size or breed restriction in the building. I think it's size. Not everybody has parking. You get parking if the unit you're buying, if that original owner bought a parking spot. I don't believe that there are any more available for sale. I believe they're all gone. It is a 24-hour doorman building, and it's very close to Jefferson, which I think is important because a lot of incoming med students, if they know they're going to be here 5, 6, 7, 8 years, a lot of their parents will go ahead and buy something. And this is a deluxe building for a med student. I mean, it's very fortunate to be able to live in one of these things while you're going to med school, for heaven's sakes. That's very nice. But anyway, I like the building. I like the location. I think it's strong. I think it's worthy of looking at if you're in the market for a newer construction building in a strong location that has a doorman. You don't want to miss seeing this one. And again, I think what's the most striking about it is the variety of layouts and floor plans. If I had to say what I don't like about the building, there's only one thing, and in my opinion, it's this horrible butterscotch backsplash they put in every single kitchen. A couple of them don't have. About 90% of the building, from what I've seen, has this horrible butterscotch. But listen, that's just me. Buyers are not mouthing off about it. They're not coming out of there saying, "Oh, I hate that backsplash." It's a personal thing. It's mine. But anyway, they all have, almost all have that exact same backsplash to them that the developer picked out. But it's a nice looking, it's an attractive building from the exterior, done by Cecil Baker, one of our more celebrated architects in Center City. So it's a nice unit. Values again are based upon floor height, which direction you face, as well as the unit itself, because some have phenomenal layouts with outside space and other ones are going to command less money if the layout is, a little less desirable, if you will. Each unit has good ceiling height, Brazilian cherry floors in a lot of the units, and modern. I would suggest that the fit and finish here is a little bit modern than what we'll find in other buildings in the time. And I think it's perfect because it's kind of, it's a little bit urban, if you will. And I think that fits very well into the mindset of or what a lot of buyers in Center City are looking for. Units in the Western Union have a tendency to sell fairly quickly. We generally don't see a stockpile of units in the building. Really depends on time of year. In the springtime, we'll find that a lot of the one bedrooms will come on the market and a lot of the one bedrooms will sell, again, because we're close to Jefferson. Anyway, this is Mark Wade rambling on and on and on about 1101-1111 Locust Street, also known as the Western Union Building. Questions, comments, or concerns, pick up the telephone, push the buttons on the front of it, 215-521-1523. Thank you.